Baby, it counts as murder if I tried to correct the wrongs of my scientific miscalculations. Yes, I know it's unusual to have an exact copy of yourself down to the latest memory, but that's a living person now. There's two of you. How do I choose which one is to go and which one is to stay? I can't. So what now? What do we do now that there is literally two of you? The person I love and an exact carbon copy, down to the identification in their wallet. Oh dear. Do we kick your double out onto the street? Because from my perspective, your double is you. It must indeed be acknowledged, the modern mathematicians do not consider these points as mysteries, but as clearly conceived and mastered by their comprehensive mind. So kicking you, the love of my life, out onto the street is traumatic. But I also don't want you to feel left out. After all, it was my miscalculation that created this little pickle. And I'm at a loss as to how to fix any of it. I'm at a loss as to legally what we're supposed to do. They scruple not to say that by the help of these new analytics, they can penetrate into infinity itself. That they can even extend their views beyond infinity. That their art comprehends not only infinite, but infinite of infinite, as they express it, or an infinity of infinity. And yes, I know that the housing market is absolute trash, and yes, I know another person working for more income to contribute would make things all around easier, but I can see in your eyes some kind of strange, twisted jealousy. But notwithstanding all these assertions and pretensions, it may be justly questioned whether, as other men in other inquiries are often deceived by words or terms, so they likewise are not wonderfully deceived and deluded by their own peculiar signs, symbols, or species. What if you come home and see me in the arms of a you that isn't you, having experiences that you are not experiencing, though they are experiencing them in the exact same way you? Nothing is easier than to devise expressions or notations for fluxions and infinitesimals of the first, second, third, fourth, and subsequent orders, proceeding in the same regular form without end or limit. Would you in that instance want to fight yourself? Would either or even both of you find the situation abhorrent and leave? And in leaving, take a fork in the road from each other to go live separate lives in the exact same way? But once again, different enough to cause problems. These expressions indeed are clear and distinct, and the mind finds no difficulty in conceiving them to be continued beyond any assignable bound. Additionally, if you were to end things over just a simple miscalculation, then I would have my heart broken, and even though there is another you here to comfort it, I still had to experience seeing you sad, seeing you angry, seeing you leave. And the confusion in seeing you with somebody different, even though I had you right there to wipe away the tears. I guess in this instance, the you that was here before, the first you by my standards, would be the one who has priority in saying whether or not the other you comes or goes. Whether or not we excommunicate them out of our lives and try to pretend this never happened, or if we try to make it work between the three of us. And that loops around to how would it work? Would it count as incest to be with yourself? After all, your genetics are, like you, carbon copies. Would you just take turns being the you that is with me? Or would you want to be with me at the same time so that you're not left out? Would it be cheating, or would it be voyeuristic pleasure to see me kiss you? Now. If you two start fighting physically, then I'll want to be with neither of you, because that's just, ironically, not fair to me. Also, violence doesn't solve anything. But if we remove the veil and look underneath, if laying aside the expression, we set ourselves attentively to consider the things themselves, which are supposed to be expressed or marked thereby. But, and maybe I'm grasping for straws in a very complicated and strange situation, but we do have another pair of thumbs to play Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros. With, and that is a rather exciting way of solving issues. And now there's somebody else who can play Tractor Rocket League with me. If you get along, then that's another person who will like your statuses. And for me, that's a confirmed partner at the jazz dancing class downtown. And also now it'll be easier for us to take turns watching over the bass and Rust. Honestly, baby, the more I think about it, the better the situation actually seems, and I know I'm probably being selfish. In fact, I know I'm being selfish in this situation, because for me, there's only good if you two can accept each other. But what if you can't? Well, darling, I mean that to both of you. The ball is in your court. Which way should we go with this? Murder, as we said, is not an option. So will you stay or will you go? We shall discover much emptiness, darkness, and confusion. Nay, I mistake not. Direct impossibilities and contradictions. Whether this be the case or no, every thinking reader is entreated to examine and judge for themselves. Hey y'all, it's Marsha O'Hare with Nightmare Public Broadcasting, here to say, dang, that got philosophical. The people who make us philosophical are Zemo, Rocco, the Logosamancer, A.F. Yekla, Yokathul, Peter, Spriggs, Bingley, XX Craft Mine, Mr. Zetso, Lichen Pup Artist, Justin, Organic Emeralds, Sam Myers, Jackson Daniel 42, and Asori. If you want to send us tales spinning through a hurricane of philosophical hypotheticals, then become a patron right now and get access to some of the craziest shit on planet Earth. Also, word up to Oscar Rich for politely giving me such a wonderful and trippy roleplay idea. If you have any cool ideas, I may do them. Additionally, the channel is open to art commissions, so if you want a really banging picture of your OC, then email belladonnaasmr13@gmail.com. Now, y'all stay safe out there for me. Bye! Pippin, your sound editing is top notch. You are such a good dog. Yes, I love you, Pippin. You're such a good dog. Yes, you are. Music by Mugen.